Welcome to the program. You're watching The Shift, a program where we get to inspire women and talk women issues. Now, there has been a series of unresolved murders in Uganda since May this year. And there are so many unanswered questions to that issue. Today on The Shift, we are going to be speaking to women activists who are going to be giving us more light on what is going around, especially on this particular matter. We are going to be speaking to the Executive Director of Action for Development, Regina Bafachi, and the Executive Director for Women in Democracy, Patricia Munabi. They are going to be giving us light on this particular issue. Since May this year, a number of women have been murdered, leaving so many unanswered questions to different communities in Kampala. Speaking to Olivia Chiwanuka, a member of the Entebbe community, this was her comment.
Amanya gange nze Olivia Chiwanuka. Kwegamba nganze kulwange nga mukyala munnaabwe. Neewuunya engeri ekintu ekyo gye kyatandika nga kiri ku bakyala bokka. Kubanga abakyala bazze battibwa omu babiri basatu ne kyasookera Nansana ne kibanga ekyokusaaga. Naye ate ne kigenda mu kifo kye twandibadde tusuubira nti kirimu security emala okukuuma abantu abali mu kitundu ekyo, kubanga pulezidenti gy'asula eriyo n'abakulu bangi abasulayo ab'amaanyi, naye ekyewuunyisa okuba nti ate abakazi baatandika okuttibwamu awatali kukubwa ku mukono, awataliwo na kunoonyereza kumala. Ekizibu kye tusinga kuba nakyo, poliisi yaffe tekoze kimala sembyeyo, kubanga waliwo omuwala eyasumattuse yavudde n'agwa mu kibinja era sayidi z'Entebbe bwe yabadde ava kudduka saazadde nga 2 yabadde addayo kanga atuuse ku kikomera kye kyewaabwe anaatera okukituukako. Abavubuka babiri ne bamukola ki, ne bamwambalira ne bamuwalaawala okumutuusa mu kisiko ng'eriyo ki abantu bavubuke ogubinja nga gunene ne batandika aliko enkova alina ebintu bwe bityo abanga nti atumutta tutegedde ate kakati tumuleke kakati ne babeera mu kintu ng'ebyo. Naye omuwala oyo mu kuyambibwa abantu ne badduka, poliisi tennaba kuvaayo okugamba nti etandike, kubanga oli omuwala abandi badde kati ku ssaawa zino bamukwata bali ne batandika okugenda nga balonkoma bannaabwe, naye oli n'agamba nti ogubinja gwabadde gunene ne gubulira mu nsiko. Abantu abamu bawaayo obulamu bwabwe, abakyala abamu ajja n'aganza abasajja basukka ku omu, kubanga kino ekyokubatta kati ekitandise kati bazze nga babasa n'owulira nti omukazi bawe yamusazeeko obulago nti omuzi yamukubye n'amutta yamulumbye gye yanoobera. Eyo enkola nayo weeri ey'abasajja okukwatibwa abakazi abajja nga baawukanye n'amukola ki n'amulumba n'amuto.
With many grieved families, these women activists have come out to analyze the issue to find solutions. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, as we start off briefly, first, who is Regina Bafachi?
Thank you very much. Regina Bafachi is, as you've already mentioned, the Executive Director of APFOD. But in addition to that, I'm a woman activist.
Okay.
And I'm passionate about women's rights and democracy.
Okay. And Patricia?
As you had already mentioned, my name is Patricia Munabi Babiha. Okay. I head the Forum for Women in Democracy. I am a feminist activist, and so I stand at the forefront of advocating for the rights of women. Okay. I'm also a mother, and one of my children is a girl, and so the issue of women murders is really close to my heart, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to talk about it today.
As we start off, the number is now at 24 actually, if we are to understand. The number is at 24 and we don't know what's happening. What do you have to say about this issue as the women activists?
First of all, as women activists, we are not happy about the way the cases have been handled. First of all, I feel that the police has not done enough in terms of following up the cases, investigating the cases, and bringing to book the perpetrators or the violators of the women's rights.
But they actually say they're investigating. Investigations are ongoing.
For how long will the investigations be held? We are able informed, for example, that there are some women who are who fortunately survived, but they have been raped, and their phones show the people whom they had talked to before they were actually raped. So why can't those people be got and we get to know who they are? Maybe they would help us to get to know those who are behind the serial and gruesome murders of the women.
So the investigations are not being done right, you're thinking?
They are personally
lacking.
I think there is laxity. There is laxity in the investigations that are being done. Yeah.
Okay. And
I would just like to say that, first of all, from the murders, you can see a pattern.
yes.
As you rightly said, it is only women. And so for us as women activists, this really hurts us to see that women specifically are being targeted. They are being killed in a very brutal way, with sticks being inserted in their vaginas and all kinds of things happening to them. And the other thing is that it has happened over the past 4 or so months.
Yes.
And so it is completely unacceptable for the police 4 months down the road to not come up with a credible clue as to who has been doing all this. And so for us as women activists, we are concerned that the police, as Regina said, is not doing enough. We think that if the police had put in more effort, at least there would be more credible leads as to who is doing this. I think the other disappointing thing for me has been the seeming lack of seriousness around what the cause is, from Illuminati to women not being told not to walk late and so on.
Everything is vague.
Everything is really vague, and I really think police needs to put more effort in investigating what is happening so they can come to the bottom of these issues.
Okay, and as women activists, what are you doing in your power? What do you think should be done?
Before we can actually talk about what we are doing within our power, what is also disappointing is that the women the women that are being killed are out to fend for their families and for themselves. And what is also disheartening is that there are no limits as to when people should be working, because there are jobs that stretch to night time.
Yes, true.
You have those who work in night shifts. You have the hoteliers. You have those who work in bars. Those who are working in the hospitals. So how do you expect them not to move? But what is also disheartening is that how come whoever is raped is
then
again
murdered,
killed, and in addition to that, sticks pushed into their
so
private.
it's torture, murder.
It is torture, it's murder, and it is actually sending spells of fear amongst the women, because right now you do not know who is next.
True.
And what is also
the numbers are increasing day by day.
Yeah, and what is also disappointing is that they are being murdered in a presumably secure place.
True.
That's where State House is, in Entebbe.
Yes.
You have the international airport. We are supposed to be having
actually many are wondering
security.
why that particular area.
Exactly.
You know?
Maybe there is a signal that is being sent to the powers to be that is not being actually got clearly. But what is also disheartening us as the women activists is that why should they use the women?
True.
Why?
I would also like to add that, you know, we have been comforted for a long time that we have all the freedoms that are stipulated within our constitution: freedom to express ourselves, freedom of movement, freedom of association. But what these murders have also begun to show us is that our freedoms are actually being curtailed as women. So when you tell women don't walk late at night, what are you saying? When you tell women that are trying to raise their voice because of the issue, wanting to do demonstrations, wanting to comfort the families, you're telling us don't associate. So what does this mean for these broader freedoms that we have been enjoying as a country and as women specifically? So I think as women we need to think critically about these issues and see that these murders, it is an individual woman, but at the end of the day it touches all of us as women, and it is going into the realm of the issues of governance also, because our freedoms are beginning to be curtailed.
Do you think these women maybe will move very late in the night, or after having talked to the communities, around what time are they murdered? Is it them that are not being so cautious, or?
You know, what is actually annoying us is the trivializing of the issue. Is there a limit Do we have a curfew in this country as to when people should stop moving? There isn't. And as we've already mentioned, people go out to do different jobs. Some leave at the wee of the morning, others midnight, others at 2 p.m. So there is no limit as to when people should stop moving.
Okay.
Yeah, security
But
is
as
security.
women, I thought maybe they would be more cautious about their risking their lives, you know.
But as Patricia said, everyone has a right to work. So where I get an opportunity to work is where I go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just want to add to what Regina has said, because when you begin to say maybe the women should stop moving late, then you're getting into the realm of infringing on rights. The right to movement, the right to associate, maybe they're associating, they are doing the right to work, and so on. So I think, yes, in view of the security situation, the women should be cautious, but then the bigger call we are making as women activists is that government, the institutions that government has put in place, the police, the security system, should up its game and ensure that we get to the bottom of this thing. We are a country that has a lot of intelligence.
Yes.
We have intelligence officers right from the village to the parish to the sub-county, all the way up. So it is really puzzling that with all this intelligence system, we are still not able to find who is actually
behind this,
murdering these women. So I think it portrays either a sinister motive, because honestly, 4 months,
4 months is a long period.
Only women, it's a long period. And as women, we need answers. We need answers. These are our sisters. These are our mothers. These are people who have families.
Yes.
True.
And you know, because of the roles that women play, their gender roles, they've been fending for their families.
Yes.
Many of them have been killed while coming from work.
Yeah.
So what happens to their families?
Exactly.
We are also calling upon government to actually support the families of these women who have been murdered, so that, you know, their children can get to see the light of day.
Wow.
And by the way, lastly, we have seen murders where police comes in very fast to even put forward awards or rewards for those who come up with information. So why can't we also see that being done? That you actually put out a reward for whoever gets those who are behind the killings. Maybe it would help.
And what message would you give the women, especially in that area? I mean, they are now fearing to move. Any women elsewhere, everyone is scared. What should they do to protect themselves? Is there a way?
But before they can even protect themselves, it is the responsibility of the state to protect its citizens.
So the state is not protecting.
It's the role of the police to protect the citizens and their property, and therefore let the security be beefed up, and thereafter we look at how the women can also be security conscious. But I also wanted to raise the issue of how we have lost it as Ugandans, especially when it came to us not having an active LC system.
True.
By the way, the LC system used to work very well, because there would be records of who has come into a village, those who are leaving. There would also be monthly meetings, and issues of security would be raised in those meetings. Secondly, there was the defense. When there were waves of theft or any signs of crime in the villages, there would be the security team out guarding
True.
the people. But today, we don't even know whether actually what we are told will happen, that the elections for the LCs will be held this year. So I think there is need for us to be more focused on what needs to be done. I'm also, by the way, disappointed with our legislators, both men and women. I have not seen anyone raise it in the House. And yet for me, this is a national security issue.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because you don't
So
know
of
where
course,
next.
as the women activists, we feel that the attention has been divided, and most probably even our rights are no longer a priority.
But also to say that as the women activists, we have been reaching out to the families of the victims of the murders. What Action for Development is doing here today, together with the other women activists, is to show solidarity with the families and to also show that as women activists, this is an issue that is close to our hearts, and to bring our voice out to the public and tell them that we are concerned as women, we are concerned as citizens, we need a secure environment, and the police really needs to up its game to ensure that that these murderers are actually brought to book.
Okay. Now, having had President Museveni going to the scene, visiting those families, don't you think they are now going to get to the root of this, or is he late about it?
I really think, Carol, that our institutions as a country need to be empowered enough to deal with whatever issues need to be dealt with. It does not need to take a president to go into a locality for such an issue to be dealt with. I think the institution of the police needs to pull up its socks and go and do what
the community
to do
itself.
And of course work with the community. It's important that the community is involved, but we have also heard from the reports the community members themselves saying we called police and it took them ages to get here. If they had gotten here earlier, we would probably have got, some of these murderers. And so I think a lot more needs to be done. We know the police has gotten a lot of resources from our budget. They have vehicles, they have motorcycles, they have quite a bit of resources to be able to play their role effectively. So they need to pull up their socks and really do what needs to be done, because our security as citizens is really at stake.
But Uganda is hosting many refugees.
True.
But it is also ironical because we are insecure in our country and we have even nowhere to run to, because we are our bodies are being attacked as women.
Okay.
I'm talking about nowhere to run to, because even in the homes, women are being killed. In the communities, women are being killed. So where is that safe place that a woman of Uganda can feel secure?
Maybe away from that, this is such a big number, 24 women in just one locality, Entebbe. What comes to your mind, the way they are murdered, tortured and raped? What do you think is the cause? What comes to your mind? It hasn't happened before.
What comes to my mind is just violence against women, violation of their rights, and
why now?
And dignity. But of course, when you ask why now, we have other governance issues that people are not comfortable with. Maybe it is one way of sending a message. But what is disheartening is, why can't they?
And they are getting.
I'm sorry to be saying this, but why use a woman? Why use a woman?
Exactly.
And I'm also wondering,
and they're getting women who are from work,
innocent women. And even if they want to be innocent, no one deserves to die. No one deserves to die
in that way. As women activists, what do you think should be the way forward to resolve this situation?
Of course, one of the ways is what ACFOD has decided to do today, that we bring the issues to the attention of several stakeholders, because we know this is something that cannot be solved by one entity. We all need to combine our efforts. But I also think what is important is that the security agencies need to be up to the game.
Well, you've heard it from the women activists. They are not happy about what's going on. Everyone is not happy. The spate of murders in 4 months, it's a lot. It's too much. 24 women now. The number has grown as we speak. 24 women. I think government needs to expedite the solutions to this and get down to the roots to investigate what's the cause and what's happening. I've been your host, Ashaba, and you've been watching The Shift. Stay tuned to UBC. Women's rights must not be the sacrifice by which peace is achieved.